We just heard about the possibilities of teacher training with UDL, and that we think, like the colleagues, that educators, and even teachers have to know about the UDL for a good inclusive teaching. And that's why we try to analyze videos with our students in the preparatory seminar of internship for 4 months in the teacher training in the subject German here in Dortmund University. I'm using this in a combined seminar with my colleague Hannah Höfer, and we're doing our very best to give the students a great opportunity to learn about inclusive education with UDL. My outline today is just a few words about inclusion in Germany, because I think it's quite important to know where we are standing. Then little words about teacher training for inclusion, UDL, and video-based task, research, and conclusion. First of all, the inclusion in Germany, it's a long way to go. We have a system with very segregated schools in the secondary level, because we have several segregated schools due to the level of learning that the students have, and we have also systems for various types of special needs schools, like the colleague from Sweden yesterday in the panel mentioned. It's another country in Germany that we have these schools, and but of course we have Germany as a part of the UN CRPD, and that's why we are in a little bit of a dilemma, because we're teaching students to work in inclusion, or we want them to be able to work in inclusion, but it's a system that they see it's not given at the moment, and that of course it's a long way to go for the German school system to reach it. So it's quite a dilemma situation at the moment. Just that as a little pre-word. When I'm then coming to the universal design for learning in video analysis, I just want for a very short moment talk about the advantages of videos in teacher training. We can train the professional vision also for inclusion, like a specialized professional vision maybe. And the big thing is to link the theory and practice in education for the student teachers, the pre-service teachers, and prepare them for the future work that they have to do. So we're trying to get them analytic competencies, and also some competencies for reflection on the basis of their analysis. And all those authors I mentioned here below are using videos for education for inclusion in the teacher training, but the UDL is not used at the moment, and it's just the for example the differentiated instruction that is used. What we see is that we have different opportunities and potentials for using the UDL in teacher training. So first of all, we can give them competencies for their lesson planning, because they have a framework that gives students a very broad overview about very much parts of diversity and parts that they have to look at when they plan their lesson. It's an eye opener for them to learn more about the diversity of students, and of course it's also a framework that is transferable for the future. It's transferable above many subjects that they have to learn, and it's always a kind of reflectional task to translate the guidelines, the principles on their own lessons or their own subjects. And then the third point, it's that we have a very big point in the anchored attitude in the UDL, because this proactive valuing of diversity that we have in the UDL, which is anchored in the UDL, is a point in which the students can compare their own attitudes with. They can look if their own attitude is working with it, or maybe they have a point at the horizon to go to and to learn about what they should have as an attitude. And these points, attitude and competencies, are the big points in teacher education for inclusive education. So our project is what are the effects of using UDL as a code system for video analysis, and how do the students reflect on it? And for that, we developed a task that the students have to work on in the seminar that we're implementing it in as part of the degree project that you see here above. It was degree 4.1, 4.0, and 5.0.
One second, I'm sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. Are you changing the slides, because we can only see the first slide? Okay, now.
No, really?
Okay. Yeah, sorry, should have
Okay.
interrupted earlier. But now.
Okay, I'll try it again for a second, or I just go into the models of. I just share my PowerPoint without the presentation modus. This should work, I think. So you see the slides, and I can just go through like this.
Yes.
So those were the slides like this, and so on and so on. Yeah. Sorry for that. It didn't. I saw some changing slides here. I'm sorry. So we have a task that we generated with the two parts, with the analysis and the development and the memo that's working on afterwards. And the video analysis is a group work that they are doing together with their trusted peers in the same school type. The students analyzed 2 videos of lessons regarding the implementation of UDL. I'll show you the program in a minute, because it's a video platform that we have programmed, or yeah, we got it programmed for our project in a new way. It is an accessible tool, so we have audio description and closed captions and so on, so it's accessible for everyone. It's a collaborative tool, and we use it for qualitative video analysis online together. And we try to foster their professional vision and UDL knowledge at the moment then. And afterwards, we have developed a reflectional memo, which the students are doing individual. The students reflect on the video analysis in a written or oral memo. So you see UDL in the task 2, very big approach for us to get inclusive education in the higher education too. We have some guidance by prompts, and we try to foster their self-reflection and self-efficacy. Coming back to the analysis, that's the coding and annotation menus that you see in the video program then. So on the left side, you have the coding. The principles of UDL are given for the students, and they have to find some scenes and sequences where they can apply it on. And it's both applying on sequences where the UDL is fulfilled, and also sequences where the UDL should have been fulfilled or could have been fulfilled. And at these blank spaces, the moments where the UDL is not fulfilled, we have the possibility to have a new annotation where the students have to fill in a didactical alternative. And of course, in both parts, they have to justify their analysis. In the whole platform, it looks like this. So we have the video player in the upper level, and the colored annotations and codings in the lower level, and between it's all the tools of accessible video analysis that we need. The prompts for the reflection are in very different thematic areas. They have to reflect on the video analysis itself, on the potential of universal design for learning in the future German lessons, the change or maybe not changed attitude of themselves, and the consequences of the accessible usability of the platform. And this design was developed in a longer way. over several studies that I conducted in iterative cyclical processes. And we started with a first study on the analyzers using UDL, then developed the reflectional memo afterwards to get more reflectional parts in the task, had a study on that, and afterwards another adaptation and revision. And now we have the final studies on both parts and are in the middle of data, working on data. The sample of the main studies is that we have 16 working groups in the first study on the video analysis and 13 student groups in the second one, and 86 memos in the first one and 90 memos in the second one, always with every type of school, because we have them all together in the seminar. We have a lot of second subjects that they study, so it's a very heterogeneous group. Coming to the results, to not extend my time very much. First of all, it's preliminary. It's a hard word, because we're right in the middle of looking into the data, and what we see is that we in the second cycle we were able to eliminate those problems from the first complete cycle, because we changed our translation. The UDL translation that we had in the first cycle was not that good. We used one that had some problems with words which were too common in between the principles. So we changed it, which was great success for us. The analysis shows that most of the groups are very intensively engaged with the UDL. They are looking into the principles, and they use the UDL as a trigger. They look for relevant scenes based on these principles to be fulfilled, and by that they slightly lose their process of looking into the video and analyzing, like description and explaining afterwards, and then have some didactical alternatives. And we're just in the it's an open question to see if there's this problem or not, if it's good enough to have them very intensively engaged with the UDL. The students deal a lot with the surface of the lessons, which is not a new experience to see when they are trained in the professional vision. And the suggested alternatives are mostly correct and would enable more participation, but they are rarely justified by the students. So it's often just okay, they could have done this or that, and these are great ideas, but it's not possible for them, obviously, to justify it very good. And we asked some questions for feedback after this video analysis, and we see that the students are quite positive with the task, and I think the lowest point here, thanks to the video analysis, I have now better understanding of the UDL, is quite good, because we have like 65% of the students agreeing to this. So we see a very big engagement with the UDL and learning about UDL. And then coming to the memos, let's give this one to be in time. We see that the students learn something about the UDL. They reflect that they learned something about the UDL, and they also see some consequences for themselves. So, which is of course an ideal type of processing with this task. If the students see consequences to work different in their future lessons. Also, the attitude of these teachers are very positive, and they say that the attention that they have for the broader aspects of lesson preparation is given. So they want to use the UDL in the internship practical semester, and they want to, and I think this is quite good in this quote here, that they see these broad aspects of diversity and not just maybe one aspect of special needs or something like that, but a very broad definition of diversity. And And the last quote, what I see is that they have a bigger self-efficacy in using inclusive methods and to work in an inclusive way in their lessons. So we see in these first results that is an opportunity to work with the students. We have an opportunity to introduce the students to UDL in a practical way and to give them a practical and achievable way of inclusion that they can work on and that they can grow into maybe. But of course, we have many new questions and challenges to work on. And we need some more time, some more practice in the area of professional vision so that they are not like novices when they come to our task. We need more time and cross-linking of inclusion-related content in the whole curricula of our studying. And for the task itself, we need more videos and test groups to improve our task. Yeah, that's it. I hope it worked even without the slides in the first moment. Thank you for your audience, and maybe there are some questions or comments.